Hey everybody out there, this is Seto Kaiba from your Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat channel. And today guys, I'm going to profile for you my Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8 deck. This is kind of based off the original Horus type decks that you saw back in 2004, 2005. It's not a super competitive deck. It's more of a deck that I made because of it brings back good memories when I played the deck back when I was about 14 or 15 years old, back in 2004, 2005. The deck's almost 10 years old, but it's a synchro variation of the deck, and it actually can win a lot of games because people don't know what the heck Horus the Black Flame Dragon does. Pretty much when they read it, I've literally had little kids that are playing the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! They'll be like, I'll summon the card, and they'll be like, what the heck's that do? And I'll be like, he negates all spells, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so broken. I'm like, yeah, you can go have your Elemental Dragons there. Yeah. But let's get started on my Horus, the deck profile. It hasn't changed that much, guys, since I originally profiled it back in August. But yeah, because of the ban list. But first off, we run your 3 Masked Dragons. Masked Dragon is your searcher of the deck. He's your mass searcher for the deck. He searches things out like, I'll show you for here a second. He can search out Delta Flyer. He can search out Exploder Dragon to help you get out of sticky situations. If you get Delta Flyer lives. If you have one in hand, you can sync her up for a level 7 dragon monster. So he comes in handy a lot. 3 Alexander Dragons. That is your main beat stick of the deck. You run Solidarity in the deck. You run 3 of them. So when you have a dragon type monster in the graveyard, because you run Solidarity, he becomes just a free 28 beat stick. And you know, this deck is kind of based off a dragon synchro deck, so you just have a lot of big powerful dragons you can run your opponent over, and no matter how many mirror forces or deep prisons they have, you can still win the game. 3 Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 6. Level 6 can single-handedly win you games. I've said this time and time again because he's a 23 beat stick that cannot be affected by spell cards. So he can single-handedly win you games, and he has won games. I mean, this deck is not super competitive, but it's a very consistent deck. But level 6, you know, wins you games, and that's why we run 3 of those. You can run 2 if you want to. I've been playing with the idea of running 2, but I always go back to 3. 1 Lanceworm Dragon and 1 Blizzard Dragon. Pretty much a big monster when he has Solidarity on the field. He becomes a big piercer. And Blizzard Dragon, just because of his effect, is very decent, and he can become a big beater too when Solidarity is on the field. The deck revolves around Solidarity and some other stuff. But here's your main tuner of the deck, Delta Flyer. When you have Delta Flyer on the field with a Masked Dragon or anything else, you can get out a level 8 type dragon, or you can get a level 7 dragon off. There's just so many different things you can do with Delta Flyer for synchroing purposes. He's your main tuner of the deck. And he's very easy to get out because you can search for him with Masked Dragon, normal summon him, a whole bunch of other things. Now, the reason why I added Dreaded Dragon to the deck, I'll explain to you. A lot of times what I came into is I would have Solidarity in hand, but Solidarity would be a dead card. So if I wanted to search out for things like a Masked Dragon or get a monster in the grave, you know, kind of like a searcher monster that was in the grave, so I could just get Solidarity's effect off, so I would have that 800 boost, I would just put Dreaded Dragon on the field. It's a tuner, it's a level 2 tuner, it's also a dragon, and its effect is pretty much you can search for any level 3 dragon from your deck. So Dreaded Dragon comes in handy, and I may cut him down, but he seems to do good because the deck does run at 40, I believe. 2 Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 4s. When Solidarity is on the field, he gets big, so don't worry about that 16 attack. He becomes like a 21 beater with Solidarity on the field. I think it is something like that. I can't remember exactly, but he is very useful. He comes in handy to get to level 6, to get level 8, stuff like that. 1 Debris Dragon, good for defensive, good for tuning, stuff like that. 1 Dragon Apocalypse to get level 8 back if level 8 gets destroyed and you want to make a level 8 again, because you only want to run 1 level 8, because I've always tried to run 2, but every time I run 2 level 8 dragons, Horus dragons, they always get cloggy. They get really cloggy. One strong wind dragon because he's a good beat stick, and with solidarity, this guy just gets huge, gigantic attack. Need I say more? One exploder dragon, one red MD, just because he's one of the best dragons out there. One prime material dragon so you can protect your other dragons if you have Horus out. It's good protection. It has won me games just because I had that extra protection. And finally, one Horus, the Black Flame Dragon, level 8. This is my original one I had from back in the day. I've had him forever, for over 10 years, but pretty much what he does, he just says no to all spell cards out there. The funny thing about this deck is how good it actually does in matchups against like spell books and everything, because you can just say no to all their spell cards. And if you get Horus out very quickly, you know, there's not that much the spell book deck can do. 3 solidarities, which is one of your main engines of the deck, because solidarity just gets all your dragons to be these huge beat sticks that just beat over everything. And no matter what they have out on the field, be it Mirror Forces, Bottomlesses, Torrentials, you keep coming back with more big dragons. So they're like, ugh. 2 level ups. Level up just helps you make level 6 and make level 8 more quickly, because you can just level up your own monster. And yes, it affects level 6. So if you have level 6, yes, it says it's not affected by spells, but this says it affects level monsters, not the monster. It's confusing. You can look up the ruling, but it does affect it. 2 MSTs. You can run 2 lances if you want to, but I just run my lances in my other deck, my battling boxer deck I'm playing with a lot right now, so that's why lance is not in here, but just as a replacement, I run MSTs just in case. But you can replace it for Lance. Lance works better in this deck than MST, because you can use it for defensive purposes and multiple things like that. 1 Dark Hole. It's 1 Spanish Dark Hole. It gives me good luck for the deck. I've always said that. This is my Spanish Dark Hole that gives me good luck. 1 Book of Moon and 1 Smashing Ground. Smashing Ground just replaced Monster Reborn, because there was, I didn't want to call the Haunted because I'm running, War Decree, so I just put Smashing Ground in there to go over big targets, big boss monsters, stuff like that. 1 Swords, a Revealing Light. Swords, sometimes you need a stall for a turn or 2, so Swords does that for you. That's why I keep it in there. 1 Level Modulation. This is pretty much your Monster Reborn for Horus, the Black Flame Dragon. It brings back the level monster that died, and you can, he stays in the field. His effects are negated for that 1 turn, but he can be brought back. Once the turn ends, his effect kicks back in, so yeah. 1 Dragon's Mirror, so you can get your big 5-headed dragon out. And finally, for your traps, you run your 3 Royal Decrees for the Horus Lockdown. Mind you, this is just a fun deck to play. It's very fun to play. Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Red Dragon Archfiend. If I ever get the chance to get Red Jewel Dragon Archfiend, that's going in this deck, because that would be amazing. The power of this deck lies in its synchros. Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Red Archfiend, stuff like that. Dragon, Exploder Dragon. Exploder Dragon I've used in a lot of my decks recently, but pretty much he's a level 7 dragon that has an amazing effect. Look him up. Trudge, if you know the anime, Trudge actually used him in the anime. But with Solidarity on the field, this effect is amazing. Look up Exploder Dragon Wing, and you will find this card, Exploder Dragon Wing. It's a level 7 dragon that requires 2 dragons to summon it. So pretty much you need a Dragon Tuner and a Dragon Monster. 1 Iron Chain Dragon. For level 3s, we have 1 Leviathan Dragon, number 17. 1 Queen Dragon Daijin. Comes in handy. 1 5-headed dragon. And finally, 1 Gaga Cowboy for game. That's the only reason he's in there. Pretty much, if there's any more other dragons, I would put them in the deck, but those are the main dragons I run for the extra deck. So, guys, this is not the most... Oops, let me fix that for you guys. Sorry, apologies. I know this is not the most super competitive Horus the Black Flame Dragon deck. It's very hard to make Horus a very super competitive deck, but he's a very good deck to play. He's a very good monster to play. I actually saw him last format being played with E-Dragons, last format, mind you, to stop the Prophecy matchup. So he's still alive and out there, but he's, the deck is just a fun nostalgia type deck to play. And I hope you guys enjoyed Horus the Black Flame Dragon. I played him when I was little. Until next time, everybody, take care, have fun dueling, good luck dueling, and Seto Kaiba, I'm out of here, guys.